Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
You are a part of a very small cohort of trainees in Bronzeville.
Thank you so much for coming today, and I hope that you enjoy this because above all, this has got to be fun. It's a lot. You're going to really be intensively involved for 12 hours, so I want to see lots of smiles on your faces.
3 years ago, I was lucky enough to meet Glennis Green, and together we brainstormed and pulled together an idea that how could we use research and data to come together, and how they could use that in the ways that best suited them to develop their own narratives. We knew that it was time that we gave people the tools that they needed to understand what their power was and to start deciding for themselves what they wanted to see happen in their community.
The mission of the Black Researchers Collective is to train and equip communities with research tools so that they can be more civically engaged and policy informed. And what we mean by that is to strengthen communities' capacity to show up for themselves by using research tools. Research tools and practices that they may already possess, but may not know that they actually have.
I had my own insecurities, if you will, about the word research itself. I thought it was something like, long periods of studying. I wanted to educate myself on what it means to truly formulate a research project, and disperse that into the community.
One of the things that really motivated Sherry and I to start the Black Researchers Collective to begin with is we didn't see the thing that we knew and kind of felt that we needed in community reflected back at us. So we felt, since we didn't see it, we might as well create it.
I think the biggest thing I've learned is how simple it can be to put research into practice in your own life, and that research is everywhere, right? It's not just something that we do in school or that's just done from my experience in the nonprofit world. It's really accessible.
Research and data make the world go round, baby. That's just the reality of it, right? Something is being discovered every day. Research actually contributes to the generation of new knowledge, a field of thought. It actually shapes and constructs our ways of knowing, thinking, and being. And so in understanding that, it has great power to understand the importance and relevance and power of data is to be able to own those things for ourselves and be able to apply them appropriately. And so I think that that's what is so necessary about being able to put that forth in community as an option to be able to leverage toward their own healing and liberation.
And then we can also wrap the survey around that.
The impact of data, especially when it's been controlled by the dominant culture, and try to define people of color through that lens. And one of the things that we have to decolonize is to make sure that we're telling our own story and that it's our narrative and that the data lines up with what we see and what we're experiencing.
Also, I found how important it is to collect data to be able to implement change. Now that's important too, because I thought I could just complain with my big black girl mouth and leave it at that. But if I come at you and say you didn't do this, and I have 76% of the voters in this area who know, or the residents on this block, numbers data means more than just me arguing with you. So she lived in the White Ones, which were...
Black Researchers Collective was founded by more than just Sherry and I do want to just shout out our founding board members who have really been key and instrumental in helping this work develop.
Every time we start a workshop, we're building community. We learn that each individual in that workshop comes with a personality born of the experience that they've lived through. The power in that experience, the power with the tools that they've just learned. Every time we walk away knowing that there are people now who can go out and be self-leaders.
If we say that we're going to study South Shore, we have to get the proper sampling.
So I think another thing that I'm most excited about is that people know what research is and what researchers do. People know what doctors do, they know what lawyers do, but the light bulb is going on to what research is and how we can use what we do to leverage it for social change.
We're trying to live by our motto, which is that communities, the streets, have self-determination and have the ability to decide for themselves. And so we're listening as we do our work, as we get in community. We want to see Black Researchers Collective continue to support, not dictate.
And live from the South Side, we're bringing research to the streets, baby.